Welcome home, soul family, to my dear avid listeners. It's me, Sally, your cosmic companion, Akandara, the voice in the clouds, here with you today. And this is the Roar and Resonance podcast. How are you today? How are you doing? How are you feeling with the end of the Mercury retrograde? What wisdom did you remember? What are you happy with? And what's that with something that's over? I mean, all the craziness, all the technical malfunction. Just how are you feeling? At this moment I'm feeling a little bit melancholy, like a bit of melancholy, and there's a peace that is present, a quietness within this void, the spaces in between. And this morning, as I sit with a thought of how I am co-creating the space with you and the divine, and I remembered something, or like this wisdom that is coming into my field and integrating into my being, and it's that we are all one. And I realize that maybe there's a different way to approach these conversations. And I thought posting and sharing systematically might be the key, or maybe it's not. And there's this deepening, there's this expansion in how I want to intentionally co-create with the divine in this ode, this offering, this field of expression that is coming into life, that it's growing and expanding. And I think, maybe that's just not it. Maybe what my intentions for this space, or within this space, is to create something very organic, authentic, filled with integrity, truth, capital T truth, capital L love and light. And I sit in this meditative reflection, and as I settle into this wisdom of we are all one, and as I share this wisdom around like a tarot card of the day, for example, this energy that is echoing through the cosmos is an echo that is affecting you, me, the collective. And as we are all again, all one. And it may show up differently for each of us, but that doesn't mean what's happening isn't happening. You get me? So I say all of this because yesterday's card was the Eight of Pentacles. With that, it was all about the duality of wanting more space, time, and energy to work on our craft outside of all the noise and the drama. How can we create more space to focus on what it is that brings us joy? And there was this thread of impatience interwoven with excitement about the master of our cosmic chemical craft and the desire of it being seen, witnessed, and heard, and the need or wanting this validation, right, to see, will my craft make it? And I feel into it, and I shared this wisdom with you all, but didn't add a note of reflection on how it has fallen within my own field, because that is the space that I want to create around this, is that us witnessing each other, living our truth. And to do that, one must live through practice, or through that wisdom. I feel, to me, authenticity is aligning and living and breathing the wisdom that comes through. So with that, I realized that I want to be able to share more about how this wisdom is integrated within my own field. And as we are all one, And as creating a space to come home to my soul family, I realized that to add an even more personal touch to these conversations. So I'm going to do things a little differently today. I'm going to share a reflection before introducing the next tarot card of the day, which I'm sure my podcast title already alludes to what it is. I'm not going to say it at this moment. So in doing so, I hope that we can connect more deeply, and from one heart to another, we share these soul rippling tales of co-created healing, like the space of us healing. Co-healing? No, just simply us healing together. Or I say healing, but it feels more like remembering, right? Remembering the wisdom that was always there and mirroring it to each other and having that space to do so, to live authentically. So with that being said, I wanted to share how the Eight of Pentacles kind of showed up in my life yesterday and how the energy came to be. And essentially what happened was that I wanted to share this excitement about this space, this craft, with someone I care about and respected. I wanted to celebrate in the fullness of my joy around my craft, or the love that I have around this space and what I'm doing and what I'm sharing, how I'm connecting with all of you. And this person responded with initially excitement and celebrations and joy and happiness, but then followed it with this concern around the potential quote-unquote haters who may share a different opinion of what my message is all about, and if I was ready to receive that. And in a way, I was a bit taken aback by it. I understood that it was a well-intentioned concern, but in that moment, it just didn't feel right within my field. It didn't feel right in my body, and I just felt this triggered, would be one word, this pain, this hurt. And in that moment, any joy that I had was dampened, and I went quiet. And I said, you took away my joy. And as we communicated, argued, expressed, and essentially at the end of all of this, after I took a moment, a breath away, I took accountability for what I said, because I did realize that no one can take away my joy. Like, physically, no one can take away my joy. There was a moment where I was triggered in that situation, but essentially I took accountability for the words I said and how it came out. It wasn't how I wanted to come out. It didn't align with me. And so I took accountability of what I said. And what I'm doing here is what I love, and no one can truly take that away. And if I can never lose love, this is how I would be. Living as I am, I would mirror to the world that they too can feel the fullness of every single breath and beating heart, and that they too are quote unquote allowed to be all that they are, and that they are loved, heard, and empowered. So I expressed what I needed. I came back, I expressed what I needed, and what I needed was 100% full witnessing of this great unfolding that is happiness. Like, celebrate an extra minute, an extra moment of this joy, this peace, this happiness. And even if the concern was well-intentioned, that what I need in this very moment was the full attention and celebration. So could we stay within this space of joy for just a minute longer? And as I was heading to my full moon gathering, I noticed that I was about to minimize my own experience with a thought of, Sally, it was something silly. Why are you so upset about it? And I stopped myself. And I'm so proud of that. Like, I stopped myself. And in that moment, I took accountability for my own life, regardless of who was around me. So instead, I began to tell myself, no, this is a safe space. I was driving. This is a safe space. And all my emotions deserve to be here. I'll be my own witness. I'll witness myself feeling the sadness, hurt, and the anger. Ooh, the anger. And I realized that the reason why I felt so triggered by what happened was that there is this generational trend, thread, cycle of not feeling, not witnessing the fullness of our emotions, not feeling the fullness of our emotion. And this is a generational trauma of culmination of not being seen, a fear of being persecuted. So let's dim our light, that we shouldn't feel the fullness of our emotions because someone out there will feel uncomfortable witnessing that they will say something or do something, and they're just simply not happy about it. And because they're not happy about it, we shouldn't present it or show it to the world. Well, you know what? F it. So what? Well, that feels good. Can't we appreciate the little things more? Can't we live in the peace for another second longer? Again, F it. This stops with me. This whole generational blah, it's going to stop with me. I'll be my own witness, and the divine is my witness. And I have a community that will resonate with my message, my being, and will witness this, what I am trying to project out into the world. And that is more than enough for me. That is, sorry, not sorry, sorry, not sorry. And just taking an extra breath here because I'm feeling a bit emotional now as I'm saying all of this, but truly sorry, but not sorry for feeling. I am going to feel the fullness of my emotion, and that is truly more than enough for me. So as I learn in group, through meditative reflection, through the all of everything, what transpired was a direct response to my intentions and desires to be surrounded by people who live and breathe these revelations, to live and breathe in all the magic that is happening all around us, the good and the bad, the fullness of everything, this whole experience as a human. To feel it all, to be that witness, to step into, to remember just how powerful we are. So everything that is happening, as frustrating as it was in that situation, as triggered and all this, when I took a moment to come back to myself, to this space, this within me that is safe, and as I witnessed the range of my emotions, this clarity started to settle in. This is what I wanted. I wanted to experience and learn what I needed to learn, and now I am moving forward. I am choosing to move forward. Are you guys still with me? Well, thank you for witnessing this great unfolded, witnessing the rage, the anger, and now it just witness the range of what I'm sharing. And now it makes a very perfect transition into the card, today's tarot card of the day. It's the 8 of Cups. Another 8 for the year of 8, and how you get the year of, how you would calculate the year of 8 is when you add in 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. And it's fast, it's moving, it's manifested. And after that exchange and these revelations, as I felt the depth and the width of anger, hurt, pain, empowerment of these revelations of being my own witness, I also felt heartbroken. I felt this deep heartbroken, this pain. I also felt heartbroken that as I was looking for this validation externally, I'm learning that true peace that's coming, that is within my field, is as I lean on myself to be that peace, to be that salvation, to be that sanctuary. And I'm going to stand on my 2 feet and walk the path ahead on my own. And there is something very powerful about healing, listening, and embodying. There is something very powerful about regardless of what is happening around you, that you are in a space of peace, that you are grounded within the truth of you. So as we rise from these old ways, it's empowering. And at the same time, there is also a space for that grief, the grief that follows. And there's a space for both. The grief comes because underneath that grief is love and devotion. Pain is the range of emotions that makes us human. The many beautiful emotions that makes us the magical beings that we are. And that is how I am feeling into with this energy of the Eight of Cups. And in the deck that I'm using, the Light Seer Tarot, the person is walking off towards the rising sun. And as the last emotions burning within its cup, they're still walking ahead towards the sun, walking amidst this vacant field, and coming full circle from the beginning of this episode. And as I settle into the energy of this Eight of Cup, the wisdom of the Eight of Cup, it is that melancholy. It is melancholy. And there are emotions kindling in relationship. There is a beautiful thing that happens too with it when you're comfortable, within comfort, in current circumstances. And at the same time, there's a desire to feel the wonders of what lies beyond the horizon of the rising sun. There is a strong desire for more. More of what, to be exact? That's something only you will know as you tune into yourself. For me, it's more of what brings me joy, love, abundance, and connections to the divine and the people who live the wisdom. And in broader terms, I'm committed to living and breathing my life purpose, my true north, and feeling the fullness of this beautiful being, this body of mine, and the power that I hold, how much love that I hold. So what is it that you desire? What do you want more of in your life? And at the same time, as I make a decision in every second, a decision that begins to branch into another direction, there is a pain and a grief, a surrender that happens. This acceptance that happens to the original path that I was on, the original path that was comfortable. And what I want to do right here is to acknowledge that this container, this space that we are presently in right now, is that it will hold both. There is no right or wrong. There really is truly no right or wrong in either of the two decisions. They're decisions that you make a second at a time, and you can always make a different decision later on if you wanted to. We truly must do what aligns to our heart, our body, our magic, our power, and our life. So as I continue to choose the path less taken, I also recognize the pain and the sorrow that comes with leaving the path that was comfortable, that aligned to the generational wiring and a trauma-induced nervous system, a path that did work for me for some time. And I'm going to hold that space for myself to feel the width and depth of my emotions. And I'll feel the sorrow as I radically accept that I want more. I want more of it. What I want more of is choosing my joy, my happiness, my love for life and all that is, my love for the divine, my love for people, and I choose love. It's this unconditional love that I am holding and embracing. And the wisdom that comes with the Eight of Cups is this call to allow yourself to feel the fullness of your emotions, become your own witness, and live in knowing that you are witnessed by your ancestors, by your guides, your angels, the world, and the divine. And there are people out there who will witness the fullness of what you are trying to do. What are you trying to project? And as simple or hard as it may sound, it is one step at a time. It is 1 second at a time. Just take one step after another. Live in alignment to your truth 1 second at a time, 1 day at a time. So the questions that I kind of want to throw into the space intentionally, consciously, add into the space right now, my spices, there are questions, are the following questions. What do you want to do today to bring more clarity to what it is that you desire? What is it that you want to focus on today? And when you choose to focus on something, what are the resistance that are coming up? Can you take a moment to acknowledge these resistance? Can you take a moment to feel the fullness of these resistance? And when you do, what do you notice? How does your body respond? Can we be curious about it? Can we be non-judgmental about it? Can we allow ourselves to be present with ourselves for a minute longer? So these are the questions that I want to end this episode with. Truly, I'm just feeling into if there's any other messages that are coming through at this time. And what I feel is that is all that I have for you today. And I hope that this episode resonates with you all. And I hope you take a moment to be a little nicer to yourself, a little kinder to yourself, a little more gentle to yourself today. And I love you lots. Take a little extra time. You're allowed that extra moment of joy and peace. You can take up more space. You can let your light shine a little brighter today. Like, you can be you. So thank you very much for being in the sacred container, the sacred space. From the bottom of my heart, I truly feel into it, and I witness the expansion and the growth and all the magical beautiful thing that is us, this beautiful tapestry of us. Thank you. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Until next time, my love. I love you all so much. The light within me sees the light within you.